In this PropellerAds tutorial, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about creating your campaigns inside of PropellerAds, which is a really cool traffic network. We really haven't gotten around to it much on this channel, and it allows you to create really cool ads such as push notifications, pop-ups, pop-unders, all that stuff. And I'm gonna show you how to do every single one of these campaigns here as you guys watch behind my shoulder in this video. Now, before we get into it, guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon so you get notified when I release more videos like this, showing you various online marketing tools, tips, tricks, techniques, and so on, helping you make money online. All right, so we're gonna dive straight into it. So the first thing you guys are wanna do is obviously create an account. So you guys are just gonna head over into PropellerAds.com or click the link in the description of this video. And you can take a look at the site. You can see what their different ads look like. It's nice to do something other than search ads for a second, you know, and just kind of scroll over, take a look if you like. But the first thing you guys are going to have to do is sign up. So you're going to click on sign up. And if you want to create these ads, which is what I'm going to show you in this video, make sure you click on I'm an advertiser and click on sign up and follow the process, follow the steps. There's just going to be some things you have to fill: your name, your first name, last name, email, all that stuff. Make sure you don't select publisher. Publisher is if you have a website and you want to send traffic to the website and like you want to get paid for the ads on your website, basically. So make sure you guys select advertiser, and that's how you'll be able to create the ads. So I already set up an account, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log into my account, and then I'm going to show you the next step of what you'll see after you actually sign up as an advertiser. All right, so I'll see you in a second. Hello and welcome to PropellerAds. So this is going to be the first thing you're going to see once you create an account as an advertiser. And you probably won't see a campaign here. This is a campaign that I created, so obviously you won't have that. So you're going to see some options here on the left-hand side. You're going to see the results and the stats of your campaign right here. And you'll just have some account options here, some account settings, all that stuff. You'll be able to add your funds by just clicking here and saying add funds. You can choose all these different payment options. And that's basically it. So not as complicated as Google Ads or Facebook ads. So what I want to do here is I'm going to first show you how to create a campaign. So that way you're familiar with some of the terms and terminology and the different ad formats. And then I'm going to briefly go through these options here on the left-hand side and just show you what they mean. Not going to go into too much detail, but just kind of as an ending to the video, just so you're a little familiar with the whole interface as a whole. And by the way, if you're not sure, like if you see an interface that looks like this, all you guys are going to do is click on these three little lines and it's going to show everything. That way you know what each of these mean. So make sure you're in this statistics tab here on the left-hand side, because this is how we'll be creating our campaign, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is click on create campaign here in the top right. And I'm assuming you guys already have some sort of website or landing page or whatever it is you're promoting. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be promoting this Survey Junkie page, which is a page that users can go to and they take surveys and they'll get paid. So if people click on join now and they enter their email, you're going to get paid. I think it's like $1.50 or something. This is a max bounty offer. So this is CPA marketing. So this is definitely going to go really well with PropellerAds. So let's go from top to bottom of creating our campaign. We'll go over all these different ad formats, what they mean, all that stuff. So we're going to go through all these options here. So when you create any of these ad formats, you're going to go through all these options. So the main, which is like the campaign name, you're going to go over the traffic options. So it's just going to take you here. Then we're going to go over the targeting, the budget, the even more detailed targeting, depending on the campaign type that you choose, retargeting, and then campaign schedule when you want to launch it. So we're going to go through this, you know, left to right, top to bottom here. So let's imagine we want to create this Onclick ad first for this Survey Junkie. So our campaign name, it's gonna be Survey Junkie. So let's briefly go over the difference between these advertising formats. So the first option here you have is Onclick, which is basically a pop-under. So a pop-under is the opposite of a pop-up. So as you guys are familiar, a pop-up is something that shows up on a page, like a new window that shows up that you can click X out of, right? So the standard pop-up is like that. It's like it opens a new browser tab, basically, or a new browser window. Now, a pop-under doesn't happen right here on top. A pop-under will open a new browser window, but it's going to be behind this one. So users aren't going to see it right away. users are going to see the pop under after they close out of this whole browser window. And the benefit of that is that it's less intrusive and people are actually more likely to read that, because if they close out of this, let's say, oh, I'm done with this, I'm going to close out. I don't remember opening any new tabs, but I'm going to see them there. And then I'm going to wonder, hey, how did this tab get there? Let me read, what it is, because why is it there? So it's kind of a less intrusive way to get your ads in front of people that they are also more likely to read because they don't remember clicking on it. So that's the difference between a pop-up and a pop-under, and this will be the pop-under. So as you can see here, even in the picture, somebody is scrolling here through the blog post, and then the blue one is going to be our ad. So as we hover over it, you can see there that it opens in a new window behind this main blog post, right? So that's the pop-under. So that's this ad format. Now you have the pop under option, which is just basic standard traffic. And then you have direct click. So this is basically premium traffic. This is better traffic. And if you hover over this little question mark, it basically tells you that they're using their AI to detect better placements, better websites, better traffic, all that stuff. So it might be more expensive, but it's also going to be higher quality. So over here, it even says they're using domain parking traffic. So domain parking, basically, they're using new domains that people bought as opposed to domains that everybody has. So for example, if you guys are using ClickFunnels, you know that everybody has the same domain, clickfunnels.com. So that's this ad format and the two traffic type options you have. Next, you have push notifications. So push notifications are basic push notifications that you will either see for your specific device. So if you're using a desktop, you're going to see it on your desktop, like over here. You can see in the bottom right, I have the little notifications kind of option there. It says Z because it's sleeping. But once I get notifications from my computer, they're going to show up there. So that would be the classic push. So if I want to show notifications that are going to show up, let's say on my phone, like the push notifications that show up on your phone. Let's say somebody messages you or texts you, you're going to get that notification. That would be the device notification for a classic push. Or on my computer over here, I would get notifications on my computer. So that's the classic push notification. Now, an in-page push is basically a push notification for that specific page. So it's not going to be tied to your device. It's going to be tied to that specific page, thus the name in push notification, right? So you can choose one or the other, or you can choose both. That's up to you. We're going to go with both probably for the purpose of this video, but you can obviously choose and pick and see which one you like better. So the next one you have is an interstitial ad. So an interstitial ad is basically a pop-up. The technical difference between a pop-up and interstitial is that a pop-up basically should open up a new browser window. And as you can see here also, again, if we hover over it, if you are, as soon as you open the page that you want, the blue one's going to be your ad. So here it's loading and then boom, that ad. And you can also exit out of an interstitial ad, but like I said, it just simply doesn't open a new browser window. That's the difference. So that's it for the advertising format and for the traffic types that correspond to those. So let's go over the pricing model real quick. So there are going to be 4 different pricing models that you guys are going to see in total for Propeller Ads. So let me start off with the easiest, and that is CPM. So that is kind of the default and the most basic pricing model that you're going to see for majority of such networks, whether it's push notification ads like this, or for networks like Tabula or Ref Content where you can buy native ads. And so CPM stands for cost per mil. Mil means 1,000. So per 1,000 impressions. So you'll be paying for every 1,000 times that somebody has seen your ad, or not somebody, but for every 1,000 times that your ad has been seen by people. And that's what you'll be paying. So if you select CPM, what you'll be able to do is if you scroll down here real quick, I'm gonna cut ahead to the future a bit, you'll be able to set the amount right here. And this is going to be exactly how much you're going to pay. So if you set a CPM of $1, I'm going to be paying $1 for every 1,000 times somebody has seen my ad. That's what's going to happen. So this is probably better if you're a little bit familiar with your traffic and you already know how much generally you should be paying for every 1,000 impressions. If you're just starting off, I suggest going with SmartCPM option instead. And the SmartCPM is basically the same thing as a CPM. So you're still paying for every 1,000 impressions. The difference is that it follows a second price auction model. So this is better if you're just starting off, because if you don't know how much you should be paying for every 1,000 impressions, Propeller Ads algorithms are going to do that thinking for you. So the second price auction model means that if you set a bid of, let's say, going back to our previous example, let's say we set a bid of, again, $1, but let's say the next highest bid after you for the same targeting, for the same traffic is 50 cents, you're not going to be paying $1. You're going to be paying, let's say, 55 cents. So just a little bit higher than that second person. So that's what this means by second price auction model, is that you're not paying the full amount, you're only paying a little bit higher than the second next highest person after you. So that's why this is good if you're a beginner, because if you don't know how much you should be paying, you'll be able to let Propeller Ads kind of decide and look at that for you and pay as low as possible for the traffic that you want. So that's SmartCPM. Let me go over one more option with you before we get into CPA Goal. So if we head over into push notifications, you will now see this option that says CPC. And this is pretty straightforward. You guys are already familiar with this if you've been following my channel. This means cost per click. So rather than paying for every 1,000 impressions, you're going to be paying for every click. So if you scroll down over here, you'll be able to say, hey, I want to pay $1 for every click to my website. Okay, so that's the difference. It's pretty straightforward. And that's that for those three options. So CPM, CPC, and SmartCPM. So now let's talk about the fourth option I was talking about, and that is CPA Goal. So if we come back to our Onclick ads, CPA Goal 2.0. So CPA, generally, assuming it's not the goal, CPA means that you'll be paying per action, so per conversion. The important thing to keep in mind here, guys, is that it is not CPA. It's CPA Goal, okay? There's a difference. So CPA Goal means you're setting a goal. So you're not saying, hey, I'm only going to be paying $5 per action. That's it. I'm not paying at all if I don't get any actions. You're saying my goal is to set a price of, let's say, $5. So the difference with this is you will still be paying for every 1,000 impressions. You're still going to be paying for every 1,000 impressions, whether you get conversions or not. But the difference is that now you're telling Propeller Ads, you're saying, hey, my goal is I want to pay $5 for my conversion. That's my goal, right? Will I actually be able to achieve it? Maybe, maybe not. But Propeller Ads is going to do the best it can based on its algorithms and based on your conversion tracking data and information that you're going to have once you set up conversion tracking. It's going to be able to try to get you those conversions for your price. So you'll still be paying for every 1,000 impressions, but ideally, you will get a conversion within those 1,000 impressions. That's going to cost you, for example, $5, right? Does that make sense? So let's suppose we want to go with this goal, right? So again, we're going to go top to bottom. So we've selected everything here. And then you can choose also if you want to also add interstitial ads as you create this campaign. So that's going to be the pop-ups. I'm going to say no because we will create the pop-ups separately, and I'm going to show you the process for doing that as well. But generally, all these options are going to be about the same. So you'll still have all the pricing, you'll still have the target URL, the traffic options for most of these options, regardless of what you set. So the target URL, this is where you enter, of course, your domain. So we're going to come back here. We're going to copy Survey Junkie. We're going to paste it here. So this is, let's say, what we want to promote as a pop under. So we want this to open up in a new browser window for someone as they navigate their websites. So we're going to scroll down. If you have traffic enabled, you can also add stuff like this, and Propeller Ads is going to automatically add it. That way you will get this information in your third-party tracking tool. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about it because this is going to take us a little off topic into tracking, but I will, like I said, briefly show you the steps you have to take to set up tracking depending on the traffic platform that you're using. So we've done that. So traffic options, you have two. One is you have Propeller Ads. So that's the main websites that are associated with Propeller Ads. Or you have brokers traffic. So other third-party websites, not ones that are directly signed up as publishers to Propeller Ads. So this is good for scaling. So because if you're signing up under Propeller Ads, they have their own system of vetted websites, which they approved. So if you're just starting out, I suggest going with just Propeller Ads traffic. Once you notice that you're getting results and you're getting good sales and good revenue for the cost, so good profit, you can expand your reach and say, hey, I want to test out new stuff and I want to see if these other websites are going to be doing well as well. So that's when you can select it. But we're going to go with Propeller Ads because we're just starting out and we don't know yet. So the next thing you can do is also select this anti-ad block option, which is really cool. So this will also include websites that have anti-ad block enabled. So some of the websites, even if you have ad block enabled, like here I have ad block, some of these ads can go through that ad block. So if you select this option, you're going to be able to show ads to people who have ad block enabled, which is pretty cool as well. So the next thing here is you're going to be able to set a price for your specific countries. So let's say we want to target United States, which is one of the tier 1 countries. So we'll be paying $5 for US. If we want to select a different country, let's say Canada. For this one, we want to say, let's say $4, and so on and so forth. And you can just add countries. Now you can also say, okay, United States and New Zealand, I want to pay $5 for these and $4 for this one. You can do that. So this is basically your targeting, right? So you'll be able to set, hey, which countries do you want to target and how much are you willing to pay for that? And if you want to go into more detail, you can also go by cities, go by states. You can do that. So cities, let's say, you want to say New York. We can choose where, right? Which one? And let's say New York. So then we want to remove New Zealand, right? Because there's no New York in New Zealand. So we're going to take that out for now, but you get the idea. So you can go into even more detail by sorting by specific country and specific city and specific state. So the next thing here we have is the advertising budget. So we are on this part right here now. And let's open it again. And so here you can set your daily budget. So let's say I want to spend no more than $100 per day. And I want to spend no more than $1,000 in total for this campaign. So if I'm away, if I'm on vacation, I forgot about this, I don't want to spend more than $1,000. So that's the advertising budget. So next we have is the targeting. So this is where you're going to set your device, your browser type, your language, all that stuff, right? So let's go step by step. So platform, you can choose desktop or mobile. Let's say desktop. You can go into OS and you can say, let's say I want Windows. And by the way, I do want to actually show you guys the chart here on the right hand side. So I'm just going to scroll up and select CPM instead here, just so you guys can see the chart as we change these options, right? So we're going to scroll down here and we were over here. Now, before we keep going, let me show you one thing here that we missed. And that is, I believe the only thing we missed was this one and this one. So let me briefly go over. So this frequency capping, this says how many times do you want to show your ads to one specific visitor. So let's say you don't want one visitor to see your ad more than 3 times every day, every 24 hours. So that's where you would set it here. If you don't want that, you can just turn it off. But it would probably be good for you to set a frequency cap just because you don't want the same person seeing your ad hundreds of times. They'll just get annoyed and they will just ignore your offer. So I think 2 to 3 is a healthy option, maybe even 2. And if they see your ad twice and they still don't do anything, you don't want to show it to them again, right? Every 1 day, for example. So that's this frequency capping. Now, if you scroll down here, you also have this traffic option where you can choose whether you want to target low quality audience, medium quality audience, high quality audience based on PropellerAds data of the user's activity. So obviously, if you select highest quality, it's going to be the highest quality traffic, but also the most expensive, or you can select lowest, which is going to be the cheapest, but it's going to also be lowest quality. So as you can see here, this is where we're at. So at this number 5 here, right? So this is how much we're willing to pay. So $5 per every 1,000 impressions. And so if we deselect these options and we go only with high, as you can see now, we are going to get slightly less impressions because the quality of traffic is going to be much higher. So it's going to be 500,000 impressions, as opposed to if we go with low, for example, at our $5 mark here, which isn't even anywhere to be found. It's going to be, up there. Now there's 550,000 impressions and we don't even need $5. It only costs $3 here. So that's how that chart works. So of course you want to go with high, but it also depends on your offer. And if you can make sales with low traffic, then definitely go with low, right? Because then you'll just be paying less. So that's up to you. So play around with what you like. Maybe go with medium if you're just starting out, just to kind of get the ball rolling and have the best of both worlds. So now that that's done, we can scroll down. We can select the countries here. So in this case, we're going to be selecting. So you can't go by each specific country if you are using the CPM, just the CPM model. So we're going to scroll down. And then here you can also exclude certain cities. So in this case, let's say we want to exclude New York. We don't want to promote in New York. Now we can do that. However, if you are using this option, you also have to exclude a city from each of these countries as well. So keep that in mind. We're going to close out of that. And one thing you can also do is you can choose this option here, set recommended rate. And PropellerAds is just going to give a rate that's recommended based on data, based on what you said here. So for $1.90, you'll be able to get 780,000 impressions. So that's basically the recommended rate. Or you can just take that off and say, okay, no, I still want $1. And if you hover over here, by the way, if you hover over this number or click on it and then hover over it, you can see what the highest winning bids are. So it'll normally tell you the numbers here, and you can look at the chart. And then we're going to scroll down. And again, so let's get back to the targeting. So you can choose the OS version again. You can say Windows 10, for example. And then as you can see, the traffic is going to be going lower and lower, right? So as you really make this more detailed and more specific, you're going to see the impressions go down. So let's see what other options. Yeah, so they don't have Windows 11 here yet. Not everybody has it either. So Windows 10 is actually a pretty safe choice. And then we can't choose device because we're using the platform of desktop. But if you selected a phone, for example, so let's take that off and let's say mobile. So let's say we choose iOS, and now we'll be able to choose the device. So the OS version, let's say, I don't even know what the latest version is, 16 maybe. And then device, either an iPod or iPhone, iPad or iPhone. And then here again, guys, you can take a look and now see you're getting 11,000 impressions. So really, really kind of dropping it really low. So maybe you don't want to go so deep. Although if you know that your offer is only relevant to a specific type, then that's when you would do it. And then hopefully the quality of traffic is going to be higher. So you can go here, you can go with browser as well. Let's say only Internet Explorer, only, let's say English, only English, connection type, let's say only 3G or only Wi-Fi. Let's say you want to target people that are only at home, that are comfortable in their home. You want to select Wi-Fi. And then you can go through these other options as well. This audience is here. This is if you have a remarketing list. So we don't have remarketing yet, but once you start setting up conversion data and once you put the PropellerAds tag on your website, that's when you'll be able to actually retarget people that already visited your site. So if you come over here, collect an audience for retargeting, you can also select, you can say, hey, I want to collect users who completed conversions in this campaign. And then this won't really work because you haven't set up the post back. Here, you'll just enter a name and then you'll be able to automatically basically add people into a retargeting list as you send traffic to the site. And so that's all this tracking options. Now, as you can see, there's barely any traffic. So we probably want to remove a lot of this stuff. Let's say we want to target mobile and iOS. And now here we're getting 330,000 impressions. And so our traffic was popunder, right? For Survey Junkie, yeah. So everything looks good. We can scroll down. We don't have tracking set up yet, so I'm going to say do not collect. However, for some of the ad formats, you will be able to collect traffic for people that just visited your website that didn't necessarily convert. So that's kind of cool too. And then lastly, for campaign schedule. So if you just click on this little triangle there, you'll be able to set when exactly you want to show your ads. So do you want to set it all the time? Do you want to run it only on working days, which it's going to automatically deselect these options? And these are the hours, right? So this is from 12 to 1 a.m. in the morning. You can say, okay, I don't want it to run from 12 to 1. I want it to run only from 1 to 2 every day on working days. Or you can just say weekend, or you can say clear all and just not do anything. Let me select these certain types. You can do that, or you can say all, and I just want to run my ads all the time. So that's basically how it would be. Standard means that the ads are going to be running until the ad budget is exhausted, whereas distributed means that it's going to be PropellerAds is going to try to evenly spread out the traffic throughout the day or throughout whatever time period you set right over here, right? So we'll go with standard. And then before you submit your campaign, guys, make sure you click on quality guidelines and you go through this and you just read through and just make sure that you're not selling any of this, right? So there's a lot of fake virus stuff going on, technical support. PropellerAds doesn't tolerate that stuff. Porn, obviously, they don't tolerate, fake news like, oh, Kim Kardashian checked out this crazy supplement that helped her lose weight. They don't allow that. So just go through this. Make sure you don't have any of these before you submit, because then it's going to not look good on you if you submit it with any one of those. And then you're going to click on I declare, and you're going to click on start campaign. And they might prompt you to add a budget to your campaign, so you'll have to do that. And your campaign is going to go under review, and then that's basically it, right? So we have this Onclick popunder ad. And so you can pause or enable a campaign by clicking this option here, start, and you'll be able to do it here as well after it's off moderation. Now, if you want to go back and you want to make changes, you can click on Edit Campaign. You can scroll all the way down. And then if you want, you can say Save as Draft. And then that way it's not going to be in moderation. And then if you click on this little plus sign, then it's going to go under moderation. So let me quickly go through some of the other options with you guys as well. So if we click on Create Campaign, so if we click on Push Notifications, most of the options are going to be the same, by the way, but we're going to go through it. So again, you should know what all these price options are. So we're just going to keep it at, actually, let's go with CPM so you can see the chart. You can also create 2 separate campaigns, one for each if you like. We are not going to do that. We will, however, take again our URL and paste it here. You can also set the frequency capping, or you can say frequency capping by click. So if somebody clicks on your push notification, do you want them to be able to see it again, right? So that's up to you. That's what you would set here. I think frequency capping is good. You don't want to bombard people with your ads. Over here, same thing. You can select PropellerAds or brokerage traffic. We're going to go with PropellerAds. Or if you would like, there's high quality traffic here. If you say leave only premium zones, you're going to be going on high quality websites with active audience as determined by PropellerAds. So you can do that. This isn't available for everything, only for a limited number of verticals. So we're going to deselect it just so you see the other options here, but that's what you would do if you want higher quality traffic. Again, over here, you can select what you like. We're just going to go with medium here for the purpose of this video. For the country, if you want to select all the countries, by the way, you can just select WW. And then if you click on this little X sign, it'll close out of it. So let's say we want to target America. No, okay, we have to enter the proper name, which is United States. And then let's say we want to pay $1 for every 1,000 impressions. And as you can see here, the cost is actually much cheaper. So it's telling you, right, that the maximum is 50 cents. The recommended is actually 16 cents per 1,000 impressions. So it's really, really cheap, guys. Really good price to get your products out there. You can also, again, target by cities. Enable auto optimization. So same thing as kind of as with the SmartCPM, as with the CPA goal option here. If you set a goal, let's say $5, same thing. PropellerAds is going to try to get you the sales for each sale for $5, but again, you'll still be paying for every 1,000 impressions. And then you can allow PropellerAds to automatically set the test budget for this smart optimization that it's going to be doing. Or you can say, okay, I don't want to spend more than $50 for this test for PropellerAds to try to get me this good high quality traffic for this price. So we're just going to leave it on here. Again, make sure you enable tracking, right? Otherwise, PropellerAds isn't going to know what type of traffic is best converting for you. So that's important. Over here, again, daily budget, let's say $50 for this one. Let's say $150 total. Targeting, same thing. Let's say desktop for this one. Let's say OS, Windows. Let's say, yeah, we're just, actually, we're not even going to say Windows. We're just going to leave everything blank because let's suppose I want to just promote on desktop, right? It doesn't matter. And actually, let me go back real quick. I think $1 is way too much. So let's go like 25 cents, I think. Oops. 25 cents, I think, is good. And we're still getting, almost 2 million impressions. So huge for these push notifications. And then this, I don't know why that became 149. We'll do that. So we can scroll down. Now, the cool thing about these push notifications is you get additional targeting options. So you can target people that show an interest in sports or shopping or finance, right? All that cool stuff. And you can observe your traffic right here. So people that show an interest in finance, for example, now you'll be getting 15,000 impressions. So it's really much more targeted, a really, really, really much more targeted audience. So you can play around with this. Let's say you're promoting a dating offer and you'd want to target men who are anywhere from 30 to 50 years old who are interested in dating. So now you're going to be getting 250 impressions. So not a lot at all. So maybe we want to remove desktop here and see if that changes anything. And so now we're getting 145,000 impressions. So much better. So maybe if you want to go this specific, you want to leave some of these options blank. So this is really cool that they've added this. This isn't available for all the different ad format types, but it's really cool that it's available for the push notifications. So you can really get a high quality targeted audience. So if you don't select these, then you'll just be targeting everyone, right? But if you do select these, then PropellerAds will only show your people interested in these things that you set here. So, and then over here, this is where you can collect traffic based on people who clicked the ads. So people that are going to click on your ads, you're going to be able to retarget those people. So that's really cool. So let's say people who clicked on, or let's do the real formal name. So we'll say, oops, click here, survey junkie. Let's say visitors, right? So people who visited this campaign, and let's try it again. Survey junkie visitors. We have to click on create. And now we're going to be collecting a remarketing list for this audience group, right? And then we'll be able to retarget to them and create different ads for them as well. So that's kind of cool. And so then you're going to scroll down. So the next cool thing here, so real quick, campaign schedule. Again, you can set the schedule. I've already discussed it. So the next thing here is push notifications, badges. So this is really cool. So you have badges for push notifications. Badges are like little icons that are going to show up on your push notification. So let me show you what it's going to look like. So over here, let's say make money taking surveys. Let's actually create the ad here. And then you can say, you can make money by taking this quiz, maybe, just because there's no room. And then over here, you can see this is what your push notification is going to look like. So on Windows, it's going to look like this. On a Mac, it's going to look like this. And then the in-page push, the push that happens on a specific page, is going to look like that. So it's going to show up on the top right, maybe top left. And then these are the classic ones. So as you can see here, it shows up like a computer notification, right? And then here, Mac OS, it's going to show up there. And then this is the badge right there. Right, doesn't have the badge here. Right there, that's the badge, okay? In push, let's see if it shows the badge here. No, because there's no image. So the badge has actually been proven based on the studies that PropellerAds have done to increase conversions. And I can see why. I mean, pictures always look pretty, right? So what you can do is you can allow PropellerAds to automatically set a badge for you, or if you deselect it, you can choose the badge that you want. So you can say info, you can say play, you can say verified, and then it's just gonna show up right there. So you can play around with these. These are kind of cool. So the default one is good, or I do suggest you just let PropellerAds deal with it because they know based on their experience and their data. So I would really trust them, and I would just let them select the best one. So you can do that. You can then upload an image and upload an even bigger image so that it would fit and it would look like over here, right? That would be the image right there. So what I'm gonna do is find maybe an image of money, and I'll just upload it right here real quick. All right, so I went in and found this little image of money, and I'm just going to crop it here. We'll say crop image, and now boom, it's gonna show up right there. It's gonna show up on the side there. And then we can do the same thing for landscape. Click on update image, upload image, and then put that there. And then this is gonna be the landscape version. And we're gonna do crop, and then it could show up right there as well. Now, I don't want that. I just want one image here, but that's up to you depending on what you like, all right? So that's the idea. What you could also do is you can remove the buttons, or you can show the buttons. I do suggest the buttons. Call to actions are always good. And you can also set a custom text if you want. So you can say something like, for example, click here, and then it's just gonna say click here. So that's how you would do that. You can add another creative for testing, and PropellerAds is gonna test them and see which one does better. So obviously, because of the amount of traffic that you're gonna be sending, right? This isn't Google Ads where you're getting like, 20 clicks a day. Here, you're sending traffic on a bulk scale. Like it's gonna be a lot of traffic. So they do suggest to have more creatives because you will have the data to be able to actually split test and see the results. So what you can do is just add another creative for testing, or you can click duplicate. And then here, instead of this, make money taking surveys, you can say, want to make money now, right? So just like testing different things, you can test headlines, you can test icons, you can test buttons. So that's up to you. And then of course, you can also test auto badges. So you can go in and see which badge does better. So that's that. That's for these push notifications. And by the way, if you already have a creative ID, so if you've created ads in the past, you can use them here again, so you don't have to remake them. And then you can also check the quality guidelines. Again, make sure everything is good before you say, yes, this is good. And then you can click on start campaign. And this campaign is gonna show up over here. And we forgot to give this campaign a name. So what we can do is we can click on edit campaign. And then we can say, yeah, so push notifications is good, but we can say survey junkie. And we can scroll down. And all the way down, we can click save. Save as draft, okay? So that's that. So one more campaign type we have here, create campaign. It's pretty much gonna be the same thing, is interstitial. And once again, you can select what pricing model you want. Again, let's go with CPM so we get the most options. To show you guys, we can go to copy. Let's paste this here. Again, frequency cap. So one visitor will see each creative once every 8 hours. So you can do that, or you can do 2 times every day, so on and so forth. Again, you can set a recommended bid. We are going to do this, the same thing we've been doing, right? Hopefully you guys get the idea of exactly how to do this. And we'll say, so here, if we hover over, it says the maximum is almost $2, and the recommended is 50 cents. So we can say 50 cents. Sure, we can do that. And we're expected to get 3 million impressions, so a lot. Again, you can exclude, include. Again, for the budget, you guys should know how to do that. 200. Targeting, you guys should know how to do that. You can select which one. We're gonna leave those blank for here. You can select the connection type. Again, Wi-Fi is good if you want to target people that are sitting, chilling at home, maybe not in a rush somewhere, maybe they're away in a doctor's office, so on and so forth. Again, over here, you can target people that have that have clicked on your ads or visited your page. Do that. Campaign schedule. Once again, you can choose the campaign time. So pretty easy. Now over here, you have the different formats for your pop-up. So what is this? Well, I say pop-up because it's pretty much a pop-up, right? You already know the difference. And then this is where you can write your ad. So you can say, want to make money online. Let's say want to make money from home taking surveys. Try out Survey Junkie, for example. And then in the description, we could say, you can make money for every survey you take now, for example. And then here again, you can add an icon. So we're going to click on upload image, and we're going to add that little image icon there. It should be in the top left. And then you can also add a picture over here. So maybe a picture there, we want to do something like, we go to pexels.com, maybe someone smiling, maybe somebody happy. And then I'm looking for maybe several people, maybe laughing and talking. So just for the purpose of this video, let's maybe go with this one. People are smiling, maybe they're free. We're gonna go with medium. And then let's go back here. Select this option. You can again crop it. We'll say crop image. And so now it's gonna look like this, right? And if we go into different formats, so if you go into blur, these are all the different kind of templates that you can pick. So you can choose which one you like. Prize, you have something that looks like this, where there's just pictures falling like that. So now when maybe you want to add a picture of money, for example, right? So it's going to be different. You can just have an image. So here you would have to upload a new image. You can have classic, which is learn to make money online right now. So something like that. Again, you would add an image. Or you have this new format, which is a landing page, where you can just basically create your own pop-up. So you would create like a landing page, and that would be your ad. That would be your pop-up. And if somebody clicks it, then they're going to be taken to your targeted URL, which you set right here, right? So you can do that. Like if you want to make your own landing page, that's totally cool. I like this dark blur one, or blur dark one. I think it's pretty straightforward. And unfortunately, we have to redo it again. So we will. That's okay. Let's do it real quick. So I went in and just re-added some stuff here. So it looks like this, and I'm happy with that. Again, we can add other creatives for testing if you like. You can use existing creative IDs, and that looks good. Again, make sure the quality guidelines, you match them. You're going to click on I declare. You're going to say start campaign or save as draft if you would like. And this is going to be published. And that's it for all these different campaign formats. So hopefully you guys got an idea for what they will look like. And once again, we forgot to rename it. So we can just go back in here and we can say this is an interstitial ad for Survey Junkie. Survey Junkie. All right. And so then we're going to scroll down, and I'll actually save it as draft because once again, this isn't an actual campaign, right? So there's that. And here you go. And then for this one, we probably want to rename it to the popunder ad, right? But that's the idea. And then you have all your stats here. So you'll be able to see how each of them are performing. So if you hover over each icon, they're going to tell you what it is. So these are clicks, these are impressions, these are conversions, these are CTR, so click-through rate, conversion rate, how much you're willing to pay for every 1,000 impressions, and it tells you right here what format you chose. Then you can go over here and you can see other stuff here too. If you also click on show advanced filters, you can filter by specific stuff. So filter by campaigns that have CPM model, filter by campaigns that have CPC, so on and so forth. And you can also edit your columns here, and you can say, okay, I want this one to be at the top, and I want to remove my start date. So I'm going to click on apply. And now there's no start date here. And whatever we set at the beginning, now I already forgot, is going to be here at the front, right? So we set our daily budget here at the front. So our daily budget is now going to be right here as opposed to all the way in the back. And so that's that. So that's how you kind of look through this and play around with the columns and see the data. So real quick now, these options here on the left-hand side, now that you're a little familiar with the terminology and stuff. So again, statistics is your main homepage. Now let's go to traffic chart. So this is showing based on yesterday's PropellerAds data, it's showing how many impressions were received by specific country for each of these campaign types. So push notifications, interstitial. So as you can see, push notifications gets a lot of traffic and it's also the cheapest. So you can go through and see, so let's say we want to look at United States and we want to see, so it's got 300 million impressions yesterday, or popunder, 19 million, or interstitial 4 million, right? So you can go through that. You can go to your audiences. So we've created this audience list. You can create another audience list. If you head over here, you create a name, and then you would have to add the pixel, right, to the page. So over here, you're gonna have to click on get code, and you would have to actually add this to your page. So depending on what builder you're using, you would just go into the JavaScript option and just add this in the header section of your page. And that way it's gonna start collecting data. Now, tracking, depending on which tracker you are using, you would simply follow the instructions that these guys have, that PropellerAds provided for you. So if you click on select another tracker, you can simply choose which one you have. So let's say volume, and then you're going to copy this URL and paste it to the relevant field in the volume account. So volume does have an option where you go in there and it says like paste your postback URL here. When you create a campaign, you're just gonna paste it here. And then if you're stuck and you're not sure where to put it, both PropellerAds and the specific trackers are very good at helping you set it up. So for example, if you reach out to volume support and you tell them, hey, I have this postback URL from PropellerAds, where do I put it? They'll be able to guide you step by step. So obviously I can't guide you through all of these trackers, but that's what you would do, is you would just reach out to the specific tracker and they'll be more than happy to help you set it up. So just tell them, hey, I have this PropellerAds postback URL. You can give this to them, copy it, paste it there, and then ask them, say, hey, where would I put this if you're not sure? And then that would pretty much be the main thing that you'd have to do. So that's that. If you want more information about postback URL and stuff, you can read it. You can take a look at some of the videos here. Next, you have finance. So this will just show all the information about your payments, your expenses, your invoices, things like that. Pretty straightforward. Next, you have add funds. This is where you obviously add the funds. If you have a promotion code, you can enter it here. Extra monetization, and this is where PropellerAds just give you more options to make more money. So you can go over here and you can kind of take a look and see what they have. Insights, this is like FAQs type of thing, so you can get more information about, you know, different articles and case studies and all that stuff. Help Center, this is for help. So they do have really good support with PropellerAds. So you can actually click on this option here, type in or just put in, send us a message. And they are very good. The support that I've been dealing with has been answering my question very, very quickly and very, very detailed. So they actually went in, you know, they had the patience. They're very friendly, very nice. And I've had good experiences with them. Special offers over here. So these are specific discounts for maybe specific trackers. So if you want to sign up for volume, they're going to give you here, I think it says up to 37% off. So pretty cool. PropellerAds, Propeller priority. So this is your level. So depending on how much you spend, you're going to get more priority and more access to features and stuff. And then feature request, you can add your feature requests. So if there's anything that you want, you would just sign in, I think, and then you would just enter, you know, whatever suggestion you have. So that's basically it. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Hopefully everything makes sense as to how exactly you create these campaigns, create these ads. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, definitely take a look at my YouTube channel at youtube.com/IvanMana, where I have almost 500 videos at this point, completely free, showing you various ways to make money online, showing you various tools, online marketing tips, tricks, techniques, so on and so forth. And I also offer training courses you guys can check out at ivanmana.com/all-courses, where I go into more detail about different traffic sources like Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, Facebook Ads, so on and so forth. And so that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.